Participation of young people in the electoral process in Zimbabwe has been minimal. Decisions on matters that impact on their life are made by an old and out-of-reality generation. And as the nation gears up for election in a couple of months, Organizing for Zimbabwe Trust met up with some of the young people, and this is what they had to say.
I think as Zimbabweans, we should be allowed to express our views, our concerns through media. It can be print media, it can be digital, even social media. I think everyone has a right to express their thoughts without the fear of being attacked. So many bogus media houses that will tell you something else, but there's another media house that will tell you another story. So we need to have truthful media out there.
As we go towards national elections, there's need for fellow journalists to be truthful and also be objective in terms of their reportage. Why I'm saying so, elections, they always bring out violence. So if false information or wrong information is peddled, on social media platforms like Facebook and so forth, you may never know. It may actually end up people beating each other. So I think what is needed is for journalists to be professional in terms of their conduct. They have to uphold a high level of professionalism. It's need for journalists not to be partisan, need to be objective in terms of their reportage.
Yeah, on the issue of health, I think government must intervene, like just demolish or drop the consultation fees a bit, because most people can't afford them. Or even when somebody pays the consultation fee, you'll be told maybe come with your own blanket because the sheets are not even enough, So that's something that is not good. And the issue of poor services, our country has poor health services. Like you see someone getting out of the country, going to SA to get better medical services because our country is so poor in terms of medical services.
Young people, considering the fact that we do not have running industries and things are really not working well. But I think it's also an opportunity that young people can take advantage of to have an entrepreneurial mind. And also probably the government has to create that conducive environment. I'm sure now the government is speaking of Zimbabwe being open for business, but we really need to see practical things that really reflect that it's open for business, particularly for the young people, not necessarily just opening for business for the international companies or international people who already have money. But we need environment which allows the young people to start their own initiatives which are homegrown, which can probably contribute towards their financial well-being.
For instance, if we talk of our children within tertiary institutions, the amount of education that they are attaining, it seems adequate, but at the end of the day, they are failing to use it either for any other thing once they left the school. So it's actually an issue that is affecting them, and it's limiting the factor of innovation amongst our institutions, as well as our teachers. They are not as motivated as we expect them to be. For instance, right now, the topical issues they've announced for a strike, which is a worrying matter to the people that we work with, the young people that we hope to develop our tomorrow. So you might see that we need to consider these teachers as well, and hopefully that their issues are addressed. Our education sector, talking primarily from where we are right now, is actually limited. We talk of the issue of the students in universities that are not even getting any tuition fees, or they are failing to pay tuition fees because they don't have the money. There have been promises, and some have been mistaken, because some were told that we are going to be funding this and that for you guys, but then or cut your fees in half, but it's not the actual thing happening on the ground. You might see that our country, as much we are heading for development, we are still lagging behind. So we need to also invest in the issues of research, issues of solutions, and identify opportunities amongst our education sector. See how best our students can also invest within our education sector.
can be defined as the active participation of youths in community activities. Issues are being swept aside, over massaging the egos of big personalities rather than addressing pertinent issues, and allows only those with liberation war credentials to favor them rather than the youths and women. Zimbabwe 15 November March shows that if youths we are in full combat, we can fully make a change that is effective to the nation of Zimbabwe.